Whiskey Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, tasting often rare and exotic whiskeys. Not really sure how rare and exotic this is. Old Ezra, aged 7 years, straight rye whiskey, full proof, 57% ABV, distilled and aged in Indiana, bottled for Lex Row Distillers in Bardstown, Kentucky. On the back and on the front, or the front and the back, is the word Indiana. Well, we're going to talk a tiny little bit about this brand and about this bottle. We do have a whiskey-based number here for that, which I think is interesting here over in Europe. We have 234155. I did a bottle share, and this is what's left of my portion of that. I want to do a nice little video before this bottle gets out. Over here in Germany, I can get this bottle from anywhere between 80 euros, which is a little high, and all the way down to 60 euros. Now, the recommended retail price in America is $79.99. So, hey, I'm getting almost $20 cheaper in Europe than you're getting it. I don't understand that. The official importer is Perola, and yet this bottle comes from Kammerkirch. So I think what they did is they were like, okay, we're no longer the importer of these products. So back then, Lexrow and MGP had different importers, and they now joined forces. Let's say that, and and so it's like, okay, let's get rid of some of the stuff in our storage in a warehouse, and so that's what happened. They put it up for a good price, and we're getting a good product here. What am I going to compare it to? Well, I always try to compare at the moment cask strength rye, well, it's basically cask strength rye, to Pikesville. Pikesville is also not cask strength. It is here 55.5% ABV, 110 proof, use of an age statement. Still love the cork here. One single piece of cork, which I think is fascinating. And over here in Germany, this bottle goes for about 84 euros, at least at the moment. All right, so who is or what is Old Ezra? There is a little bit of history that can be told here. So Frank Silverman created in 1957 the brand Old Ezra. And at the time, it was bottled at the Hoffman Distilling Company in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. You know anything else in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky? Well, yes. Four Roses. And up until Hoffman went out of business in the 1970s, it remained that way. The brand went dormant until 1993 when the Ezra Brooks brand, there's bourbon, there's rye, was purchased by David Sherman Corporation. Back then in St. Louis, Missouri. Which is now, today, Lexco. And in the year 2018, Lexco finally built the Lex Row Distillers in Bardstown, and that's where the home is. Now, 7 years ago, doesn't really make it. It's not their own juice. It says so on the bottle. It's MGP because Lex Row and MGP merged together. And so this is one of the brands now of MGP, just like we have the Rossville Rye and we have the George Remus Bourbon. We also have from them Old Ezra Bourbon and Rye. So some of the brands of Lexrow would be Rebel, David Nicholson, Blood Oath, and Old Ezra. So, as I mentioned, this is about $80 recommended retail price, and what it is a mix of two rye mash bills from MGP, the typical 95.5, and the interesting of 51% rye, 45% corn, and 4% malted barley. I'm not sure if they mix it 50-50 or if they do 2 barrels of one and 1 barrel of that. I don't know. But I do like the case that it has 57% ABV. All right, so nose these. Okay, this is MGP. I get a little bit citrus. I get a little bit of dill. I get a little bit of rye. I get a little bit of wood. In comparison, the Pikesville, I get all the wonderful flavors of a high rye bourbon. I get pecan. I get leather. I get wood. I get vanilla. I get a little bit of cinnamon. This is the Bourbon Lovers Rye, the Pikesville. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. All right, the official tasting notes, at least over here in Germany, are oak, black pepper. Wow, you're going to have some black pepper with your oak in your Ezra 7 foolproof. Let's see how bad it is. Cheers. Wow, to be honest, it is pepper. I would have had white pepper. That's hot. Now, I might be just too weak, and this just might be too strong. Bringing tears to my eyes here. I mean, that's hot. Just like a runway along my tongue, just burned all the way down to about here. Wow, those 57%. I'm going to delete it down. I'm going to delete it down to about 50%. This is a C- whiskey at 57%, in my opinion, 7 years age. I mean, everything we want. We have authentic. It's authentic. It tells you where it's made. It doesn't try to hide it. It has an age statement. It's 57 proof ABV. 60 euros, not a bad price. I mean, I'm paying 84 for this now. So, but it's just way too hot. If I do bring it down to about the 50%, which is higher than most rye products, I get balanced, more vanilla, no more heat, no more pepper. Still has a little bit of that the citrus orange, the citrus peel, a little bit of that dill still going on in there. A little bit grassy. Much better. With water, C+. Without water, C-. Now, just a little bit of a comparison to Pikesville. In my book, this is an A-, B+ whiskey. Cheers. The 55.5% perfectly integrated. Honey in your mouth. Pecans, leather, wood, oak spice, cinnamon. Goodness. Wow. Caramel. This is a high rye bourbon that is officially a rye whiskey. Beautiful, beautiful juice. As I said, A-, B+. Value for money, it's a C. 84 euros. Every cask strength rye basically is around 80 euros at the moment over here plus. And so this is for the 60 euros, a bargain actually. So you can dilute it down, put it exactly where you want to have it. Maybe you can get it to 53% where the heat just doesn't bother you. Maybe it's even 55, but the 57 bothers me, and that's the problem there. So my question of the day is, what is your favorite rye whiskey? Can be from anywhere in the world. It could be Canada, America, Europe. And the second bonus question is, what is your favorite cask strength? So I don't know if either of these are cask strength. Let's go for the other word here. Let's go for, what is your favorite rye with above 53% ABV? Randomly, I could have picked 53.5. I could have picked 52.5, but let's go for 53%. What is your favorite rye with 53% ABV or more? Wow, it's going to be Pikesville all the time of the day if I ignore the products I import over here with N10 together to Germany. Thank you very much for watching, liking, subscribing, telling others, and sharing this video. Yes, it needs some water, people. This is beautiful and excellent from the very beginning. Thank you. See you real soon. Bye-bye.